Welcome everyone. Today I'm doing a video on my Alocasia collection, and I'll start with this one. This is the giant taro. It has huge leaves, grows very good and beautiful for me. I read online that it puts only 3 leaves at a time, but mine has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. One is not doing very well, but always the last leaf of the oldest leaf kind of dies when a new one appears. So this one actually held very well. It held for 3 new leaves. It didn't die right away, and I think now is the time for it to kind of leave us. But this is the largest one I have. This is my large Alocasia taro, giant taro. I don't know if you can see and appreciate the beauty of this plant, but it's like super pretty and amazing plant. Easy to grow, easy to care. I never got a single pest on it, so it never had any spider mites. You guys know that spider mites are awful for alocasias, and they're always there to be their companion and my headache. My next alocasia on the list is the Alocasia cotton princess. This is another large leaf plant, very pretty. It's in the right now in the bathroom because it's quarantined from the spider mites attack it had the other day. It's a very pretty plant, grows very fast, or at least for me, grows very fast. It likes it in here, apparently. I got this good box that will eat all the remainings of the um, spider mites. You can see there is damage. Definitely will be more leaves to cut. This is what the spider mites did to my plant, and you see I told you in the last video that these black dots will be turning yellow, and that's what's happening. This is a very pretty leaf, and you can see on the sides it has like a darker outline of the leaf. Like you can see this on every single one, not so much on this one, but you can see on this one it has a darker outline of the leaves. It's a very pretty plant, grows fast. At least for me, it goes very fast. Pretty sure that if I want to give a gift to someone, here is like a ton of babies as well that got out. And yes, it's still quarantined. It's gonna stay there. And look, there is a really small one coming out. This is so pretty. It still needs to be repotted. I believe I'll have to give it a larger pot because it's already getting too much space, too tiny. So this is a pretty yucca. So here are my all my other alocasias. You can see I have quite a bit of them, and still a lot of them on the market. And I've got my guide. I just put down some ideas about, like, I have it in different ones, but they basically are all the same. So I'm gonna just use one and pretty much talk about the plants using just one guide because they are all absolutely the same. Some of them just have originated in different countries, but I don't think that's like the most important part of the video. So I'm gonna be going and showing to you every single one step by step. So let me tell you what I have on my guide. And it says that they are all native to Philippines and parts of South Asia. And I think one of them is from somewhere else, but I forgot to mention it. Most of them are, the color is dark green and it has spots on them like this one, or it has very prominent white or yellow or a bright green spines, and they have texture. The temperature ideal for these plants is 64 to 82 degrees, but don't go over 90 because that's going to be bad for them. And then the watering should be, you should keep the soil moist, but not soggy and not dry. They don't like when their soil goes way too dry. Today I'll be like repotting. Oops, sorry. Today I'll be repotting lots of them. So you can see that these are in the soil they were purchased in, and I need to repot them. So I waited for a while to do so because I need to acclimatize to my house. And that's what's happening. I'll tell you about their pests. I'll show you some examples. You already saw that my Alocasia Yucatan princess right now is in the quarantine because it has spider mites. And this is another one that has spider mites. And later I'll show you the other one I have upstairs that's waiting to be treated. These plants don't really like direct sunlight, so you can see this is my Alocasia venti, and it was snowing here, and then it was pretty sunny. So the part of where the pretty sunny was is dried and crispy. It's not doing good. And why? How do I know it's just from the sun? Because our leaves are totally fine. They don't have this. So if it was a watering issue, or for example, I didn't water too much, all the leaves would have it. And we see that these two leaves were closer to the window, so they're the only one who suffered. This one is the African mask, and this plant is been said to be the hardest to care for because it doesn't like any temperature drop, and I did lose quite some of them. And you can see if the watering changes or if the temperature changes or humidity changes. You can see it on the leaves right away. Also, these spots right here means that the plant was left wet. So when you leave these plants wet, they really don't like to be wet. They develop these spots, and especially if you leave it wet between the more prominent, I don't know how to call them, spines, then you'll see fungal disease on them. If your plant was actually wet for a long time, it wasn't cleaned, you will see this type of brown spots, because you can see it's not everywhere, so we know it's not an issue of watering or the soil. If it's just one specific leaf having this, that means it had water on it and it really didn't like it. As well with this one, we see it has just one single tip that's brown and like this because it was closer to the window. So this is what happens to them if they are too close to the window. Next on my list is humidity. They like 60% at least. And it says that if your plant is infested with spider mites or any other type of pests, it means that it's too dry around them. But I found in another place where it said that if it was to have too many pests, also can be too dry or too humid. So it's basically playing by the ear. You need to see and think what changed in your entourage, what changed in your room, because that's how you're going to determine what happened. So fertilizing these plants should be not so often, diluted to 1/2, and mostly feed them when they are actively growing because they do have a dormant period, like this one. This is my Alocasia regal, and this one had a dormant period and it just didn't push any leaves. And the last leaf it pushed, it was like super small compared to the leaf before that, because it was in dormancy and we decided that it needs a new leaf. And then you want to add perlite to the soil, as you can see in my one, and these ones that I already potted, they have perlite because perlite will help the soil, will help the plant to drain. They grow usually from 1 feet to 8 feet tall, depends on what type of Alocasia you have. They are toxic plants, so be careful. They're toxic. All of them. I didn't find any that says it's not toxic. Most of them say they are toxic plants. And I'm still questioning, is this an Alocasia? I think it is. I think it's an Alocasia plant. I'll need to actually Google it, but I do believe it's an Alocasia. Are you an Alocasia? I think so. I'll be Googling, I'll stop the video and Google it and see if it's actually, what's the name of it. Meanwhile, you need to repot them every single year. They need to be um, moved to a larger pot, and you can look on the bottom um, of your pot. These ones I just got yesterday, so they are not in pots yet. So if you see any roots coming from there, you want to repot your plant. So the pests. Pests are spider mites, aphids, scale, mealybugs, and it says it needs air circulation and raise humidity to reduce pests. And I want to show you that this one I left with only one leaf, one beautiful leaf, still fighting there. Yeah. What are those called? The spider mites. I'm gonna add to it some other things and I'll be repotting today and see what I can do. But it's still fighting the spider mites. I don't know, this one did have spider mites as well, but it got over it. It just needs to be cleaned and repotted. But really, this one is fighting. And I don't know, maybe because the leaf, it's very velvety. It's like it has like little hair. I don't know if you can see it, but the leaves are like velvety, and maybe that's the reason why it has trouble for long. And diseases that this plant can have is root rot and fungal infections. So when you see spots on the leaves, as I said, it's because you left water. If it's just one specific leaf, but if it's all over the plant, then it needs distilled water because it's sensitive to your top water because of the mineral deposits. It doesn't like it, and so it starts to show spots. To fix that, just leave your water overnight on the counter and then water, or use distilled water. No growth, it means the air is too dry, so you need to increase humidity and light. It likes extremely bright light, but doesn't like when the direct sun is on it. If it doesn't, the plant thinks it doesn't have enough light, you'll end up with this very long, and it stays on the window. This plant stays on the window, but not, it doesn't like it there because it's still trying to reach for lights. And you see how it went down. So I'll be repotting it today, and I'll give it some support and change its spot. You also will notice that this plant leans towards the sun or the light source, so like in this Lucifer plant. So you want to turn around them occasionally so they can, like, go straight back up, and that way you'll make the stems be more better, more stable. Look, this was, I just checked, and this is a caladium. It's not an alocasia, so it's gonna stay there as pretty as it is, and I'll start to show you my collection. So this one is an Alocasia poly. I rescued it in August 13th. It was given it to me by Walmart for free. It was dying, so it took a while until it actually showed these two leaves. It lost one of them. I think I accidentally broke it. I don't remember already what happened. These one are from the worms that were in the plant, so they're nice and pretty right here. And I think this is one of them too. So pretty. Stays in fluvial stratum. I do have a video on that if you're interested. This is a baby plant from my giant Alocasia taro. I don't know what it's doing, but I'll let it do it. It looks pretty and it adds some mystery to my plants. This is the Alocasia maharani, and you can see how pretty it is. I cannot talk enough about this beautiful leaf. Absolutely amazing. Look under, beautiful too. I just got it yesterday, so it still stays as it is. This is the Alocasia Corazon. I never heard of it, so it's interesting. I'm gonna still have to do research. It has a baby plant right there. I mean, baby flower right there. It's a very beautiful plant. Obviously, large leaves, as I love it. I purchased it yesterday, so it does need to be cleaned and acclimatized to my house, and then I'll be repotting and all that. This is the new leaf that just should, like, I didn't see it yesterday, so I have it right now here. So I'm glad you're growing, baby. And this is my Lucifer. Lucifer is always like, it's so tough. It always stays, like, it didn't die. My other small ones died, but this one keeps staying here. So it likes to lean towards the light, as you can see. So when I put it back, I'll have to rotate it so it changes, and that's different position. This is the smallest and the most cutest leaf. Oh wait, not doesn't want to focus here. Very small and pretty. This is the dragon scale, I believe, right? Are you the dragon scale? I got it yesterday. Oh, this is the silver dragon. I got it yesterday, so I'm not really yet into the names. We're still meeting each other and getting to know each other. So it has nice texture as well. Very pretty leaf. Not as big as the other one, but it's very pretty. And look at this one. This is more greenish. Very beautiful plant. This is my regal shield. This is a beautiful, beautiful plant. I like the texture. I like the green. This green stands out so much. Like the leaf is so dark, and then this green, it's like, wow. It was dormant, so it gave me a small leaf, and then I have no leaves yet, so I'm still waiting for it to grow. This is my Zebrina. Oh, guess what? Zebrina is not an alocasia. I thought it's an alocasia. Why does it say calafea? I'll still have to look at this. So I believe this is an alocasia, but I'll check it out. So anyways, so big. And this is a new leaf. And yeah, it's an alocasia actually, because my guide says Alocasia zebrina. So I don't know why it says calafea there. Maybe they are same or crossed or something, but this is my zebrina. This is my African mask, and as I said, many people say it's very hard to grow them because they tend to be dramatic about any change in the air, any change in the water, the temperature, humidity. And you can see if you leave water on them, they will develop brown spots. This was too close to the window because our leaves are in nice shape, so I'll be cleaning it. Some depth here. This is the Alocasia Venti as well, was next to the window, and it was too sunny. So other than that, the plant is doing great. It's not too big, but it's very nice. It's a very nice accent. So these leaves both are touching the window. So I'll have to figure out another space for them. My beautiful, I forgot the name. Wait, I saw it today and I still don't remember the name, and it doesn't have a name here. So it needs to be repotted. And it will be repotted. It grew like this, even though it stays by a window, it's trying to reach for light, and I have no idea why it went down instead of up. And it's like right on the window. So I'll have to repot and see what I can do it. The leaves are so soft and very nice. I really love it. This is my quilted dream. Also very beautiful plant. Absolutely beautiful plant. Like, my God, you can touch and touch, and all the leaves have different colors. Like, they are so beautiful. And this is a small leaf I got here. And here is one more, as well as next to the window, and apparently it was too sunny for it. But other than that, it's very nice. I think this is a fried egg, and it has troubles with spider mites, and I think because it's velvety and they probably stay inside there. But I'll be repotting it and I'll be taking care of it and see how I can fix it. I want to say that this is another venti, I don't know. This plant had trouble with spider mites, so it needs to be cleaned. This happened from the spraying on it, but I'm not gonna cut it. I really like how it looks like. I like this that spot. I don't know. I just like how it looks like. It has new growth, new babies here. And interestingly enough, this is a brand new leaf and it has some type of red on the side. So I'm gonna see what's doing it. And this is my Alocasia Sarayan. Is that how it's said? Sarayan or Sarayan? I don't know. And this is pretty. Let me show you. I had to cut the large leaves. They unfortunately died on me. So I have to repot it after it gets like, it has to be acclimatized. So here's another example of being wet. As you can see that only some leaves have it. So if you leave it wet, it's gonna have fungal disease. Fungal disease. This one, I have no idea who it is, and I googled, and it just gives me a different type of alocasias names. I don't know who this is, but it's very tall and very pretty. I'm really, really amazed. Like very easy plant as well. And guess what it has? Oh gosh, not sure though. They don't move. Don't seem to be too. I'm getting old. I need glasses. Only one leaf, so I'll have to check out what is that. I hope it's not the mealybug. No, it doesn't look like mealybug. It looks like something, but not mealybug. No, it's not mealybug because when I melts on my hand, I have no idea what's that, but something is going on in there. So this is my huge, big alocasias. I have one more that it's right now in quarantine because the sword, I have the alocasia sword, and it's in quarantine because it got spider mites. So the biggest problem you'll have spider mites. These plants are very easy to take care of, although I heard online that many people have trouble with them. As long as you give them the right temperature, the humidity, water, and the right soil, let them do their thing. They need to acclimatize to your house. So don't say it's a bad plant for like, you have to give it like a month for it to actually maybe lose the leaves. This one was very easy. As I got it and then you had a trouble, push the new leaf, two leaves, and only one I had to cut because when I was driving it fell in the car and it broke the leaf. But other than that, I have no problems with it. It's a very pretty plant. This is a zebrina. I have to now research why does it say calathea, because I do have the paper and the picture online looked exactly like my plant. So I'm not sure what's going on. They are saying this is the toughest of all alocasias. It's very hard to take care of, and it's very hard to please. I don't know, mine is doing fine, really fine. And now when I was getting ready for this video, I did a lot more research. So I found out this means, what this means, and how to take care of it. So I'll be making sure that I'm actually doing this for my alocasias because I can see on all of them the same signs. So when I water them, I can tell you that where I left water on them or where was the sun. This, I don't know what to do. This is, I forgot the name, something beauty. It's a something beauty. So, follow. I don't remember, but it's a beauty. And it's beautiful for real. I have a bunch of alocasias that died on me and some left of these ones. This is Sarayan. So when it's still acclimatizing. So I had to cut these huge leaves because they were the first to go. They were the largest, and the plant was working too hard to get used to my house and feeding those leaves, so we just got rid of them. I hope that my other ones will come big as well. That was the number one motive why I bought it. I really wanted those big leaves, but these are still babies, so perfectly grows. This is pretty. This is just pretty. No, never give me issue. I'm sorry about my cups on there. I did wash my dishes, but those didn't feel in the dishwasher. And so here is the how beautiful they look from behind. Very, very pretty. I'm like very pleased with these plants, and I'm definitely looking. I have like probably about 20 more in my Etsy cart. I'm not buying them though from Etsy because all the plants I got from Etsy, no matter what type, this is the only one that survived. And the Burley Marks is doing very well. Both of them like amazingly well. But all my alocasias and all my anthuriums from Etsy, they will die on me. And that said, I probably will buy some anyways. But I do want to add some alocasias to my um, collection. So we're going to be in another state next week, and I'm going to go for a couple of nurseries. And then here I have a couple of nurseries I want to visit, and I'll be looking at all acacias. I prefer to get them locally. This one was so small when I got it, and oh my god, I'm like, oh, I'm just, sometimes I stay with these plants and I feel like I'm crazy, and my husband can confirm that. I wake up in the morning and I say hi to them and I hug them, and oh, I even kiss the plant. I don't know what was in my mind, but they are like amazing, amazing plants to have. Thank you for watching.